And now, Giant Sports Talk Live. Here are your hosts, Eric and Glenn.
All right, welcome everybody on this Wednesday night. Giant Sports Talk Live. We're back with you here. 8 o'clock, as usual, talk some more Giants baseball and baseball in general. Hopefully everyone's having a good night. What's up, Instant? I see Daniel rocks. Johnny saw episode 1 of The Comeback. I told you, man. Told you it was going to be good. What's up, Mark? Good to see you out there as well. All right. Today, talk about do the Giants, I should say do the San Francisco Giants have an advantage? What do you think that's all about, Glenn? Why do you think the Giants would have an advantage over other teams?
I believe the only advantage they have right now is spending the money that they've kind of accumulated along the way. Now, whether they do it, certainly have not given me any hope. All I know is there's a bank load of money over there. Time to spend it. Whether they will or not, I think that's the only advantage they've got is that they haven't spent any, Eric. And there'll be guys in the chat who claim, okay, well, what about our payroll last year? I don't think they have spent the money effectively. So not only time to spend the money, spend it in a proper fashion and get some real ball players, Eric.
There you go. Yeah, and honestly, that's kind of the common denominator amongst all clubs when it's talking free agency. Look, when you're talking free agency, it's all about just money. That's what it is. Let's get to if you want to get the brass tacks, it's about the money. Who's going to pay the most? Yeah. Is there times that location is a factor? Yes. Is it how close the team is to quote unquote winning? Yes. But more than likely, usually it's the almighty dollar that comes into play. But the Giants, I think, have something. I think they got what you would consider an ace in the hole. And the reason why I'm saying that, look, yes, Giants have the money. They could spend it if they want to. It's up to them. But there's something else that the Giants have. And I kind of alluded to that through some previous episodes talking about the value of having Buster Posey as the president of baseball operations. All right. Think about this, guys. If you saw the thumbnail, I talked about commonality. What do you think that commonality is, Glenn?
The commonality
between Posey and free agents.
Well, just the fact that, there's somewhat of a bond, if you want to call it that, for lack of a better word. There's a bond between past player of today.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody knows what the player wants, what the player goes through, what the player needs, it would be one Mr. Buster Posey, who was one hell of a player, Eric. And he understands how to win. I think he knows that if you bring in player A or player B, it's not going to matter, Eric. But I think he knows the quality and kind of that cohesiveness you need to make a winning ball club.
I would agree with that.
Maybe he'll bring in what Theo did. And I know the guys are talking about the show. I wrapped it up today. I watched all 3 episodes and put them all to bed. And that's what Theo did. And the entire 3 episodes, guys, if you watch that, The Comeback over on Netflix, Kevin Millar, the entire 3 episodes, Eric, he was all about the bond and cowboy up. And, he goes, we don't have a team of, all superstars. Everybody had a role.
It's a mentality.
Everybody knew what they brought to the team. That's all we're asking you to do. We've got and another thing, Eric, when you go back to that era of baseball, the Yankees and Red Sox, didn't you see that? Other than the odd pitching kerfuffle in that series, especially the last one with the bloody sock and all, but you know what you were going to get. There was no platooning. You got a lineup. You got the best players on the field all year, mind you, and postseason. And that's all I want. I want a great team, not a good team. I want a great bunch of players to be brought in here now that we got the leadership of Buster Posey, and I want them to be used effectively, Eric.
Fair enough.
Too much to ask.
Fair enough. That's good. I like it. There's also a couple of other things I'm going to talk about. Daniel says Posey was at a lot of meetings, starting with John Lester, and it came up empty. Granted, that's when he was a player, and that's exactly where I'm getting to, Daniel. Thank you, Daniel. You're prefacing what I'm about to say. Okay, now Buster Posey as a player, arguably one of the best catchers. And what would you say in the last, how long would you think he's the best catcher? It's been a while. I mean, think about the last catcher that could be like Buster Posey.
40 years, Eric, going back to like the Thurman Munsons of the world, the late 70s, early 80s, maybe. Gary Carter's. There were some good ones.
Yogi Berra.
Going back 30 years at least.
Yogi Berra, maybe? I mean, come on. Let's think about this now. Buster Posey, and I've said this before. What's up, Alex? What is up, man? Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you back. Buster Posey, and I've said this before. Piazza, okay. You can say Piazza. That's good. Yeah, Piazza's a good, okay. That's good. That's good. But let's think about this. And I've said this. As a player, Posey has experienced everything that a player can experience. The highest of highs, the lowest of lows, and both in different type of things. He was a part of a team that won 107 regular season games. He was part of a team that almost lost 100 games. He's had a catastrophic leg injury, and he had to recover from that. His career could have been over. And he's won numerous accolades, 3 of which being World Series trophies. Now, here we go.
One other thing you could add to that along the way, and maybe you're touching on it, but he's also come up with those career-defining moments, a la home run in Cincinnati.
True.
You know,
True.
when they needed a guy at the plate, you needed the hit. Buster,
he's the one that got the hit, right? Whether it was a home run or whether it was a base hit or an extra base hit, the guy was nails, right? He was nails. Okay. Now let's preface this to his position as the president of baseball operations. Again, this is going to be, could it work when trades? Trades is a little bit different. You're not going to necessarily wow your potential player you're getting back in return unless you're going to have an extension, right? But as a free agent, okay, you're sitting at the table and you're you're a player and you're looking across at a future Hall of Famer. You're looking at a World Series champion right here, one of the best catchers ever to play the game. That's what you're sitting across. And he's only 3 years removed, and I talked about this. But more importantly, he is going to be the boss. He is the president of baseball operations. So what do you think is going to be his focus? Yes, it's about making the team better. But don't you think he's going to be a little bit more player-centric? Again, he's only removed 3 years. That free agent is going to understand Buster Posey is going to take care of me. He isn't going to sit there and play these other games. There is no other president of baseball operations that has the player resume that Buster Posey has. Not only that, the guy wants to win. You've seen it. He's exhibited his winning ability on the field. Come on, guys. Think about this. Take money out of the equation because money is an equation for every club, right? I'm looking at something that's a little bit different that the Giants have an advantage in. And I think that's what it is. I think if he sits across and he can look at that player and say, hey, this is what the plan is. This is what I want to do. I would think that it holds something, right? It holds some type of, there's a mutual respect between player and former player who is now your boss, right? Tell me, if you're a free agent and you're sitting across the table from Farhan Zaidi, is that going to be the same as sitting across the table from Buster Posey?
Nope.
It's not. Nope. Right. You could say that, to be honest with you, there's a lot of great presidents of baseball operations. Even, let's say, AJ Preller is sitting across. Is he going to pull the same type of gravitas that Buster Posey can? No, He can't.
I think the way to sum it up, Eric, is when you try to compare Farhan and Buster, one of them lacks a degree of professionalism.
It's oil and water. That's exactly what it is. And again, free agents are going to understand that. They're going to look at this guy and they're like, this guy has done it. He is not going to go put out a team as Rox is, I'll allude to what Rox is saying. He's not going to be playing for a guy who's going to be fancy with the spices and play these in extreme platoons. He's not going to do this crazy stuff where it's like the lineup is different every single day. He's probably going to be a little bit more traditional. Don't get me wrong. You still could use analytics and still have an everyday lineup for at least 150 games, right?
Yeah. You guys like what Eric's bringing tonight? I think he's right on cue. One other thing, Eric, is now that, we've got Buster getting a little, comfortable, hopefully. He's a little comfortable over there. He actually looks comfortable. You ever see him all these times he's out in the shirt and tie? Guy looks good, man. He's the cover of GQ. Looks good in a suit. Better than you or I. I just like coming with the hat. That's it. Now that he's getting comfortable, he's surrounded himself with guys, and the jury's out. I'm not getting all upset. I'm not worried about it. We'll see what happens. But now he's getting some guys that are part of the mix, going to start directing, giving him ideas, bringing him thoughts. And, Buster's going to have the decision-making process to go through.
Yes. And this is what
But wait a sec. When you have Buster Posey in that position, I was thinking about it on Saturday. My daughter wanted a Christmas puzzle. And of course, well, I don't want to spend my own money. Dad will go buy it for me. So I go to buy a Christmas puzzle. And I'm kind of perplexed. Do I buy the 1,000-piece one that you'll probably quit before December 1st? And then they go, well, we got a 50-piecer. And I'm like, well, that's a no-win situation. You'll do the puzzle in 10 minutes.
Right.
There are a lot of pieces to this offseason puzzle, Eric.
There is. And you know what? Maybe you don't get it solved in this entire offseason. I don't think they do. I don't think they solve every single problem in this offseason. And I think that's a little bit, it's a big ask, right? To try to do.
Right.
It's a big ask to try to do everything in one offseason. Okay. Now.
Yeah. To say he can do the job is one thing, but this isn't an overnight, a lot of pieces of this puzzle. It's not an overnight fix. And that's why I believe Eric and I both have agreed the last, I'd say month anyway, that we've been debating the off season. I think you're looking at 2 or 3 years, Eric, to get some pieces, get this, get what we call the ingredients in there and mix it all up, Eric.
Fair enough. Yes. And again, to kind of go back to what Danny was saying, when he was a player, he didn't have that success. But remember, he was only the player. He can only do so much. He's not, quote unquote, the boss, right? Sure, you could bring him in. But again, the player is still looking at the GM at that time. And maybe he didn't want to play for the Giants for whatever reason. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe they didn't pay enough. We don't know. But again, he is not going as a player, as a quote unquote recruitment tool. He's coming in as the boss saying, hey, buddy, we want you because of this, this, and this. And we're willing to do this, and this. Right. And I think his word's going to carry some weight. That's important. If they can't trust the person that they're going to be working for, we're having an issue here, guys. We're having an issue. And I think Farhan has done that a little bit too much. So again, I think it brings something. Alex brings up a great point. Players want to play for a winner. Winning cures everything. And what is Buster Posey? You can't deny the guy is not a winner, man. Come on. And I think it's going to resonate. I think it's going to resonate when he's sitting down with whatever free agent. Look, on the thumbnail, I put Soto, sure, and I put Snell. Look, I'm just putting out high-level free agents that are out there for the getting. And I just think that with Buster Posey sitting behind that table, it brings something. Now, don't get me wrong. Money. I understand the money is the most important factor, but I think Buster Posey has something that other clubs just can't offer. They can't. Yeah, look, can Andrew Friedman go over there and say, yep, we just won a World Series. We got all these guys, yada, yada, yada. We'll pay you this much money. Sure. But was he a former World Series champion? Was he an MVP? I'm just saying it's a little bit different, right? It's different. Not saying that it can't play in negotiations. I'm just saying if you want to use that as an advantage, I think they should.
It's hard to believe that we've come to a point in this whole process where we can, in the same breath, say we put a guy in a position with experience, but he's really a guy with no experience, if you know what I mean. So we've got a good rapport on this topic going tonight, Eric, and a good number of guys. The guys, our regulars, our go-to guys, are in the chat tonight. They're bringing some thoughts themselves, but let's do a 180, Eric. So you've got guys like Soto. You've got guys. Well, I'm not even going to name names, Eric. To be fair, what about those guys and the policy of misconception or conception that I don't want to go play in San Francisco? It's not a winning organization anymore. I talked about bringing in all those pieces. How much pressure do you think, Eric, there is to bring in a substantial amount of quality pieces to lure the big names and the big bats and the big arms? What do you think, Eric?
I don't know, man. To be honest with you, I don't know.
It's tough, isn't it?
I don't know, because you're kind of having to get in the mind of what other players are thinking. Look, do players want to go? Look, players want to win. Don't get me wrong. I get it. Players also want to get paid. Does it mean that players are going to take a discount? For example, say the Giants sign a deal for Juan Soto. Sure, there's other players that may want to come play, but do you think they're taking a quote unquote pay cut to come play in San Francisco? San Francisco still has to pay, right? You may get more knocks on the door, but it doesn't mean that the Giants are answering, right?
Right, but the San Francisco Giants still, I think, have to pay even more, Eric, to start building this thing. I've said that. If you're going to bring in big names, I think the fact that they have to overpay is no one's fault but themselves. They put themselves in this position. They dug a hole. They backed themselves into a corner, whatever way you want to spin it. The Giants have put themselves in a position where they're really not on equal footing with other teams. They're down here. And they want to get back up here. Got to get creative, spend more money.
Trade.
Got to get aggressive with the trades. Yes.
You know what you could do? We could talk about this. We'll get into this here in a bit. Alex says, how do you think a meeting with Posey and Soto will play out? I can't imagine them having anything in common. Go ahead. You take it first, Glenn.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I mean, there are a number of things you could say about that, Eric. First of all, I think the biggest debate to Alex's comment would be, can't imagine them having anything in common. Eric, don't you believe that deep down they both have the will to win, the desire to win, Eric?
Okay.
Buster wants to bring in a winning player. If they have a good meeting, Soto is your winning player, Eric. None better right now. And in the near future, you looked a few nights ago, we're fortunate, not on my laptop, but whatever computer you're using, you can bring up the stats, the info, the little ledgers, if you will. And you brought up the list of free agents over the next 2 to 3 years.
It's not good.
Pretty slim pickings. So I think Buster knows who he wants, whether it's Soto or not. We don't know. But I think that I think they have something in common, Eric. They both want to win. They won't both want to be at the top of the heap. A winner and financial for Soto. Posey he's already proven he's a winner. He hasn't won in the front office. That's his next goal. Eric, he's proven that he's a winner everywhere else. Why do you think that Buster would prove us wrong now?
True. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to take a look at something.
You agree? Not agree? I mean, that's my take. That's what we're all about.
I agree that I think there is
some common.
They got a lot more in common than what people think. Now, do they come from different cultures? Yes. Is Soto a little bit more gregarious? Sure. Posey is a little bit more, behind the scenes. When you saw him out in the field, he was calm, cool, and collected. Right? He wasn't necessarily a rah guy.
No.
Juan Soto, he's your rah guy, if you want to say.
Hip pump. Ooh.
But what the heck happened here?
Alex wants us to keep it going. He asked me, you're describing, Glenn, every conversation he'll have with all the teams in the running, right? Or what Soto will have in the running, I guess. What's the X factor? The X factor is Buster. Buster could look him right in the square in the eye, Eric. Hey, look up at these. I've got 3 championship rings in 5 years. I want to win again. Are you going to jump on board? Are you along for the ride? Here's a serious amount of money we feel shows our desire to have you here. And I personally have chosen you, thrown you the gauntlet to lead us. I'm also prepared to bring in other big bats, other arms. I am willing, as Eric would say, to build around Juan Soto. Juan, I'm ready to make you the centerpiece of this entire organization.
Yes.
We will build around you. We are going to make it happen. Why? Because I was a winner 3 times in Major League Baseball. I was a winner on and off the field. Now that I'm off the field permanently and I'm up in this executive office, I want to win here too.
There you go. I mean, that could be something. And you know what?
Desire to win.
And the thing we don't know, what we don't know, does Soto want to wait, or does he want to go into something does he want to be a plug and play guy? He wants to get paid, but he also wants to be ready to go right away. You know what I'm saying? In other words, winning championships. I mean, maybe. Is it again? It's for him. I think it's going to be more about money. Don't you think that's what it's going to be about? Look, Shohei Ohtani was a little bit different. Shohei Ohtani wanted to get paid, but at the same token, he didn't want to cripple the organization that was signing him because he wants to get paid, but he also wanted to win. Do you see? Look, if Juan Soto was in that same mindset, Glenn, that scenario you just gave would be perfect. Okay. Yeah, I'll sign the biggest deal. I'll defer it so we can go get more guys. Or is he about the annual average salary every single year? And if he's about that, then it's not necessarily about, hey, let's bring people around me. Yeah, eventually you can, but not here in 2025, right?
No, there are a lot of rumors and a lot of talk around Major League Baseball, Eric. A lot of the channels that I watch. I was watching, what's that guy? I always call him the backward hat guy. Bill Riley?
Oh, no.
Toronto? Jimmy Riley.
Jim.
Yeah, a lot of guys are saying that Juan Soto is about the money. Yes, we all think he's quite possibly going to sign whoever has the biggest check. I say get one of those big checks, Eric. Don't go to it. You got to go to the meeting when you introduce, we've signed Juan, and bring out one of those, one of those big checks. Here you go. Is this big enough for you? Thanks for signing, Juan. That's what they need to do. I love your helicopter. I love the big check. But I'm hearing a lot of reports around baseball, Eric, from some reliable sources and a lot of radio takes that he's asking a lot of questions about minor league systems. The future of the minor league system of the Mets, the Yankees, which start to lead me to the belief he wants to win, Eric. Wants to be, if he's going to sign long-term, wants to be around a team that is prepared to build. Keep it rolling.
That's different. If you're asking about the minor leagues, you're asking about the future. That's not the present. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. That means he's not wanting to win in 2025 and 2026. Maybe he wants to start winning in 2027, 2028. That's what I'm saying.
Smart, Eric. Smart. If you're going to sign a 15-year deal, Eric, don't you want some kind of reassurance? At least a little pat in the back or a little stroke, and hey, we're going to look after you here. We want to win. And again, that's what Buster can do. Buster can weave that magic and say, I want to win. I've already put some new people in positions in the scouting department. We're rebuilding this. We're reimagining our scouting department because, Juan, it hasn't been good. But now that I'm here, I want to bring you in. I want to rebuild everything. It's not just about you, Juan.
Mm-hmm.
It's about everything we're going to build around you.
But you know what? I tell you what, I'm going to call a little bit bullshit on him asking questions about the minor leagues. You know why?
What is that? Anybody
with a computer can see where each team's minor leagues are currently ranked amongst experts. It's public knowledge. You'd see,
True.
right?
True.
So even though you're asking these questions, he already knows the answer. Are you telling me Scott Boras doesn't have a huge freaking Excel program showing what each organization's farm system is looking like? No. You see what I'm saying? But the thing is, you can't predict the future, right? What are the Mets going to say? Well, in the future, this is what we're going to pick. You can't do that because you don't know whether or not where you're going to be as far as in drafting your players. So even though he's asking those questions, the information is already out there. Look, and you can't bullshit him. unless he's just trying to catch him in a lie. Hey, what's your minor league? And if they lie to him, maybe then that's like, they're freaking selling me a bill of goods. I don't know.
That's true.
It's gonna again. I'm saying, do the Giants have an advantage in a different way? I think they do.
All right.
But
Do they have an advantage? Let's individualize. Roki Sasaki, been a big topic of conversation.
Yep.
So Rob Manfred announcing today that January 15th, he can sign. Do you think we have any advantage there whatsoever, Eric? Or do you think it's open to anyone? I believe Sasaki is just going to play where Sasaki wants to play. That's the word I'm reading in a lot of articles here.
Yeah.
They're saying Sasaki will not be bullied into playing with a big boy. He doesn't care. It seems like he says, I want to earn they got a quote here in the article I read. And it said he wants to, I will do my best. And I'm quoting, I will do my best. This is in my best English too. I will do my best to work my way up from my minor contract to become the best player in the world so that I will have no regrets in my one and only baseball career and live up to the expectations of everyone who has supported me.
Okay.
Top Japanese pitcher may leave hundreds of millions in the end on the table to sign with the MLB team of his choice.
Going to be interesting. Yeah, I know Bowden had something out there today. I mean, Bowden, that guy's like John Heyman. I'm not going to believe what he says, but he's out there. He's got people he talks to, but
he does what we do. Eric, he does what we do. He's sort of spinning it.
I could sit there and say, well, you know what? There's an 80 to 90% chance he won't sign with the Dodgers. I mean, come on. That's just, come on. Yeah. We don't know. It's better. Why even throw percentages out there? Just say he's gonna go wherever he wants to go, man. Yeah, it doesn't sound intriguing. It doesn't. Look, when you say that out there, is it going to get you to clicks? Is it going to get you to views? No, it's not.
Do you want to take this? And please, Eric, do you want to take it one last time tonight? One last time. Can you cover this for me? I know you had to kind of educate me. And I gracefully said, okay, now I understand I was wrong, my conception. But the Giants have no advantage at all. They already said, we're cutting payroll. You claim, Eric, that's not what was said.
It was said by a league source through Andrew Baggerly. So
no one in the Dodgers. I beg your pardon, the Dodgers.
No one from the organization has said they're cutting payroll. Nobody. Yeah. That doesn't make sense. Hey, Jesus, you can't say, you got to be careful. If you want to say Andrew Baggerly reported from a league source that the Giants are going to cut payroll, that's legitimate. You can't sit there and say the Giants are cutting payroll. We don't know. They may very well. They may, but they have not come out and said anything.
It's like Jesus going on KMBR tomorrow and said, well, Glenn and Eric said that they're signing Sasaki and Kim and Soto.
Yeah.
You can only take it from the source and leave it.
And if it's not coming from the organization that is claiming that they're cutting payroll, then what's the use, right? Again, he didn't quote anyone from the organization. He quoted a league source, whatever the hell that means. Whatever it means.
Help me out, Eric. And again, sometimes you have to say it twice so I understand. What's the whole international money deal if you sign a guy like Sasaki?
It's how much ever international money that you have at that year, that's how much you got available to spend on international draft picks.
And do you know how the Giants are shaping up against the competition in that category?
We're almost at the bottom. You know who's going to be at the bottom? Guess who we're tied with?
Pittsburgh.
Dodgers.
Dodgers. Well, I can see that. The rich have spent their money, right? But what do we spend our money on?
But the thing is, we could have been $1 million. We could have been $1 million ahead if they didn't sign Snell and Chapman last year.
Could have traded.
Remember, we lost $1 million in international bonus money.
Can you trade for bonus money?
Good question. Don't know. Anyone out there? Can we trade for international bonus money? I think if you trade players, I think you're able to get more. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
That's over that's out of my pay grade, man. I love baseball, but when you start that's an executive thing. I don't know. But what I'm thinking is, Eric, hey, if you really were planning this out, why wouldn't you have said, all right, let's trade Snell, even trade for players you think other teams would covet. Some pieces that other teams, you know, you're in that board, you're in the meetings, you know, GMs, you know what other guys are looking at. Hey, that Eric Romo over in Pittsburgh, man, he's an up-and-comer. We got our eye on him. Well, you go out and make some deals and get some young talent that you might not have plans for. But Eric, then you trade it and you get somebody you really desire. Trade it all for one player you really want. Or a guy like Sasaki, we'll trade you all those guys. We just want your international money.
Right. Maybe we'll have to see.
You gotta look ahead, guys. I'm telling you, you things
can.
Like that.
I thought so.
Ahead.
I know Anonymous said you could. I just didn't know the details, and I don't want to give out any bogus information. That's the last thing I want to do. I want to make sure I got it right. I thought Baggerly was good, though. Yes, D-Shot. Baggerly is very good. All I'm saying is the source that he used wasn't. I'm not saying it's a bad source, but it's not a source within the organization. So take that for what it's worth. Because look, decisions could be changed, right? And if you're not hearing it from the organization, look, take it for what it's worth, I guess. Take it. We'll find out. We'll find out soon enough whether or not they're cutting the payroll.
I guess you like the name of. Do you know the name of the team that Sasaki's played for the last 5 years?
I have no idea.
The Marines. I like
the Marines. Okay, fair
Marines.
enough.
Isn't that a good name?
That's a good name. I like it.
The Marines.
Let's see what we got here.
I like that. Yeah, January 15th. Wait and see what happens.
Hey, Sue says the Giants are going back to basics. Build the farm system, which is good. International pool money and trade prospects for players. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Problem is, you can't accept it. The Giants are not going to sign Juan Soto. Dude, what are you so... Hey, Seuss, I can accept it. I understand. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. It would just be nice to see the Giants sign a superstar. Is that, hey, Seuss, if that bothers you that much, man, I don't know what to tell you. All I'm saying is I want the best. That's all I want. Yeah, he's poo-pooing me, Eddie.
He says he's realistic. But look, there we go.
Okay, hey, Seuss, you can live in your realistic world. That's fine. I live in a realistic world. I think everybody who's sitting here is in a realistic world. But guess what? I like to have some hope. Right? What's wrong? What's wrong with having a little bit of hope? Hey, maybe the Giants can do this. Maybe they don't. We don't know. That's all I'm saying. Okay, hey, Seuss, so what would you do? Are you going to sit there if for some reason the Giants are able to sign Juan Soto? Are you going to have an issue with that? That's all I'm saying. Would you, as a San Francisco Giants fan, would you have an issue if the Giants signed Juan Soto?
I'm interested to see, Eric, the day after a San Francisco signing of that magnitude, how many people come in the chat and go, "Oh, damn, we signed Soto."
Yeah, you're not going to hear that.
Things will change in a hurry. Nobody's going to sit out there and go, "Oh, shoot, Eric, now what are we going to do?" So now we spent our money on Soto. Dude.
Yes, Christian. I was going to talk about that too. Giving ear to the ground on Friday because that's the deadline for qualifying offers. We should be able to glean something about the team direction after that, possibly.
Dream the impossible dream.
And also, I think we're getting close to if the Giants are going to be tendering contracts to Yaz and Wade and Rogers.
What?
I think that deadline's coming up soon too.
Oh, I thought you said they were. Oh.
No. No. We'll have to see what happens. Wait, where are we at here?
Betsy.
Looking, I'm checking out. What do we got here?
The few, the proud, the Marines. Let's get Roki Sasaki in here. Get Soto.
What do we got? What's up, Senior? So when is Soto's interview with the Giants? I have no idea. It could have already happened. Honestly, it could have already occurred and we don't even know about it.
Maybe things are on the hush hush.
I think it is, man. I think it is. Look, the Giants have ran into this problem the last 3 damn years. Actually, yeah, this would be the 3rd year. They've done it the 2 previous years. There's no way they're going to make that same mistake. No way. It's possible that the meeting's already occurred, or maybe there's not even a meeting. It's possible. We don't know, man. We don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing wrong with having hope. That's what this show is all about. Hope, excitement, entertainment, the joy. The joy of Giants baseball. Let's bring it
having hope. Here's your hope. You guys are getting a top international prospect. But Marcus, the only problem is the kid is like 16 years old. We're not going to see hide no hair from this kid for what, 5 years? 4 or 5 years?
At least. I don't want to be doing the show with Eric in the seniors room at the complex when he makes his major league debut, because that's when it could be.
I know.
You're looking at Eric, the guy might not break out.
There's a lot of time between then and when he would make his potential appearance in the MLB. It's going to be a while. Okay, then, if that's the case, okay, senior says 3 years minimum. Well, think about this then. Think about this. Giants got Bryce Eldridge coming up in next year. If you want to say that, if that kid is going to come up and say, we'll say 3 years. Okay. So now you got an excellent player for the Dominican Republic. You got Bryce Eldridge and you got Juan Soto. How about that?
Right? I didn't say that we
How
weren't.
About that?
I didn't say we weren't getting a top prospect, Eric. I didn't say we weren't. Sorry if you. I don't
international pool.
Yeah, I don't get that. You?
Yeah, I know we're getting a top. Prospect.
Yeah,
I've talked about that guy before, but he's so far down the road, man. I'm not even. Look, he's not. It's not anywhere in the near term. It's going to be.
It's not a concept to be dealt with now, Eric.
So let's see if let's say it takes 4 years, right? If it takes 4 years.
Yeah, hepatitis says see in 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
At least.
That's what I was thinking.
Really not an issue.
I'm pessimistic about Eldridge.
A lot of people thinking that. Whoop. I was just going to say that a lot of people, talk about hopes and dreams. A lot of people thinking Wade and Yaz, they would wave bye-bye to them at the train station.
And if I'm telling you, if they're not traded, you know what that means, right? Come on. If no Yaz Soto. And Wade.
That means no Soto and the likelihood of seeing Eldridge.
It's worse than that. It's worse. It means Wade and Yaz are back with the team.
It means the same old, Eric.
And then that's when I throw my hands in the air. That's when I throw my hands in the air.
When I watched the comeback again today, hope. You know what? When you watch a show like that, Eric, doesn't hope spring eternal? I was like, oh, man, I wish I could put on a Giants game tonight. I want to watch some ball. I want to watch winning baseball like that the excitement. God, if we have to tune in again, Eric, for the lineup we had and the roster moves we had last year, in 2025, it's going to be a long summer, man.
Yes. George, great comment, sir.
Easy
Giants have not had a meeting with Boras or Soto yet.
Not that
they
we
will
know.
Look to be the last meeting, I bet. Posey won't be pulled by his tail like Farhan. This is what I've been saying. He wants to know what the highest bid is. He won't play around. I agree. George, that's exactly what I have been thinking about this whole time. It doesn't make sense for the Giants to go in early or whatever. Look, and it's possible. It's very possible that when they hammered out that extension for Matt Chapman, that there might have been some kind of, if you want to call it a gentleman's agreement between Boras and Posey saying, hey, yes, we will talk about Soto, but we're not falling into that same pattern that we had over the last couple of years. We'll let you know.
Wait a sec. Do you think there's a little comfort zone? I know Farhan's gone, Eric, but the Giants organization in general, because don't forget, everybody talks about Soto. There was Chapman, there was Jung-Hoo Lee. So Boras has got a little familiarity now with the San Francisco Giants after
there is a lot of familiarity. Let's talk about this. Where does it even go back?
We could go down that road.
Because look, Conforto, Boras agent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jung-Hoo Lee, who the Giant, whether you agree or not, it was an overpay for Jung-Hoo Lee. It was an overpay. That was an overpay. And again, that's helping out Boras. They overpaid for Chapman with the extension, but they had signed him, right, the year before with an opt-out. They signed Blake Snell with an opt-out. Again, you're helping out Scott Boras. Rodon. Thank you, Anonymous. You signed Rodon. Again, you're not locked. You're helping out Boras to get those big contracts. So guess what? We've been helping you, Scott. Now it's time for you to help us. Now, does it mean Soto is going to agree with whatever the Giants offer? If they do offer? No, it doesn't. But at least you have built some equity with Scott Boras with the contracts that you've done in the past, right?
Yes, he was.
Doesn't it make sense?
He was. And he was
Correct.
sitting there. You notice something else that Boras likes to do, Eric? I noticed it right away because the first domino for the Giants was Jung-Hoo.
Mm-hmm.
And who's sitting up there next to him at the podium at all these introduction ceremonies?
Ooh.
Boras. Then when Snell's introduced, there's Boras in his $10,000 suit. He likes these deals too, because what happens when the guy goes out after 1 year on free agency? The idea is to make more money, Eric. Who makes more money? The player and
the agent. Yeah, the agent.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that kind of might have made things a little bit sour, again, that was with Farhan, was the whole Carlos Correa, because that was a Boras agent. So that one was a little bit weird, but I think we could chalk that one up to Farhan Zaidi.
A little bit weird. A little bit.
But I don't think he'll hold that against the
Giants.
Giants.
The bellboy coming up, knocking on your hotel door and say, hold off just a few more minutes, Mr. Correa. Something's brewing over at the ballpark. You're like, what?
Yeah, a little bit weird. Bit weird. But
a little bit.
We'll see. Again, I don't know. I'm just throwing out ideas. That's all I'm doing. I don't pretend to know anything, and I'm never going to sit here and pretend to know it. I'm just a guy who just thinks about these things. That's it. That's all I do. I just look at what the history was as far as, certain things that happen, and then how can we plug it in to today.
Somebody had a comment in the chat. It flew up the screen. I'm not going to go back and look or call anybody out, but somebody says, oh, somebody like Sasaki, he won't go to the San Diego Padres there because they haven't won. So what are you saying? The Miami Marlins won the World Series in the day, Eric. Doesn't mean he's going there.
And look
at the pieces. If you're a Sasaki, look at Eric. Don't kid yourself. As much as I hate to say it, the San Diego Padres may be on the cusp of something special. They have a nice ball club, Eric. Call a spade a spade. They could easily have knocked off the Dodgers and won a World Series.
Yes. Mike Lopez, I have not seen that rumor, but I'm sure it's just a rumor.
What's that?
What was I just going to say?
For those visually impaired, Eric, what was that?
About Juan Soto. Dodgers gave him a 2-year deal. I haven't heard about that.
You're welcome, San Diego 13. We would call it like it is, buddy. I think San Diego Padres have a nice ball club, man. Runner-up to Rookie of the Year.
Here's the thing. If a player was always going to sign with a winning team, then the winning team would always be winning. Are you telling me?
True.
Come on, right?
True.
If a free agent was always going to sign with a winning team, that team would never stop winning. Yep. There's other factors, guys. Winning, yes, is part of it. Money is a bigger part of it. And then, of course, sometimes it's geographical location. Absolutely. Some people like to play on the West Coast. Some people like to play on the East Coast. But usually, when the money is right.
When was the last time the New York Yankees won the World Series, Eric?
2009, right?
Well, that was more. People are in the chat saying 10 years, they haven't won anything. I believe they're talking about San Diego. Johnny Owens. So the Yankees, they got a hell of a lineup too. They got a Judge. They might just re-sign Soto. They haven't won in more than a decade, Eric. I think it's a combination of factors. Winning tradition, building, what you got in the it's a
There's
little
a lot of
everything.
things. There's too many things. Look, the biggest thing, of course, guys, let's not look. The money. That's the biggest thing. And then you got all these other little intangibles that feed into that.
I think Johnny is just anti-San Diego because he's calling AJ a loser. And
Johnny is a Dodger fan, so I can understand.
That's what it is. So it's in jest.
I can
just take it with a grain of salt because I don't want to get going tonight. Don't want to call anybody out, Johnny, but AJ Preller has done a heck of a job, hasn't he, Eric? I think he's done a great job.
Yeah, well, he's not. Let's just say he's not afraid to go spend.
They're a fun ball club. Yes, but he's out there and he's aggressive. And look at the deals he made. He made that deal with Tampa. When you can get a 340 hitter, Eric, and he's just out there, he went out and got him. Why? To win. He's got.
I tell you what, man.
Machado. He had the runner-up for Rookie of the Year. He's got a nice pitching staff. Nice bull. Eric, they got almost all the pieces in place, Eric, for a World Series.
You know what? That was a shrewd piece of trading right there, getting Arias.
Yeah.
And then they got Tanner Scott. And then who else did they get? Who else did they get?
Tanner Scott was big.
There was somebody else they got too, and I can't remember. But yeah, he didn't go quote big on the trade deadline, but boy, he made his club better so they can get deep into playoffs. And they were one game away, man.
Yep. And he's built his club to the point where, you know what? They don't have a Kim next year. They'll be okay, Eric.
Yeah.
They'll be okay.
Yeah, I think they would be. I don't think that's not going to look. That's not making a break in there. Hassan Kim's not going to make him break the Padres.
Daniel says it's money, then winning, belief in the franchise, and having a direction. The location of the franchise. Maybe that's just a dig at San Francisco, and maybe some personal friendships. I don't know.
Could be. You never know, man. Again,
a lot of factors there, isn't there?
The only person who's gonna know is the player himself, and if he decides to tell his agent or people close to him, "Hey, this is what I really want to do. This is where I really want to play." Again, I'm doing it. Especially, look, you got to think about this, guys. This guy's going to have a 10+ year contract. This is going to be the team that he probably finishes out his major league career. It's going to be a big decision.
Is Mets ownership really richer than the Giants? I'll say that it's safer to have one owner than a team of 30 owners because that one owner with the money is willing to just say, go spend it. Go get him, Eric. Go get him, Eric. You don't have to go, Glenn, should we have a board meeting before making that decision? I think the fact that New York, both New York clubs actually, one owner, man. One owner. He pulls those purse strings, Eric. And when the owner speaks, the GM listens, right?
Yep.
So, Grand Admiral likes Ha-Sung Kim.
Oh, it's not even close, guys.
Isn't it? No, I thought it was a fair question.
Not even close.
I thought it was a fair question.
Not even close.
You have some facts and stats?
Charles Johnson's net worth, $4.9 billion US dollars.
Oh, I give up. I give up right there.
Stephen Cohen, $21.3 billion.
Oh, coming in hard on me. Oh, you started with Charlie and then you went the other way.
Unbelievable.
21.
$21
I guess that's why Tommy D always comes on the show and says, guys, he can afford it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You think?
You see? Well, there you go, guys.
Was that a 21 with a B? Billion?
There.
21 billion?
You doubt me?
I get a chuckle out of Eric when I just always go, Eric, I'm just trying to pay the rent. My God. Look at that, Eric.
Ooh, boy.
21.3.
So are we richer?
Does that include the assets?
I don't. Hey, it just says that's his worth here.
I guess who cares?
Net worth. That's his net worth. He goes, are we richer? Gold Rush. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
And here's
Instance
Charles.
calls it insane. I got to agree.
And there's Charles.
You fooled Gold Rush because he's like, are we richer?
No, he was.
No, he fooled you. Great.
Golly, man.
You got me excited for a minute.
No,
You started with Charlie, and then you're like, but
Christian, I made $20 billion last week. Not telling the denomination though. Maybe the ruble. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Daniel. Hopefully, now that
careful with that, Daniel. Careful.
Hopefully.
What's up, TN Guggenheim? You want to look up Guggenheim?
Hopefully, now that the Mission Rock project is complete, Eric, maybe we'll hear a little less about that in 2025. No more jumping up with Croup and Kite in the broadcast booth, spending an inning talking about the good boys at Visa spending their money with us over at Mission Rock and the development. I couldn't believe I was watching the game last year, and the guys couldn't even call the game. All they did was talk about Mission Rock. Well, that's in the books, and it's making the money, even more money, Eric. Spend some of it. That's what I want. Spend some of it.
From what I'm seeing, TN, Guggenheim is worth about $12 billion.
So Cohen's up there.
Cohen he's the richest guy. He's the richest by far.
Eric, do you think
the richest?
Do you think Elon Musk could just come in and buy us out?
Hey, let's take a look at how much he's worth. That would be nice.
I was just hoping you would. You slide that in. See what I'm doing?
Let's see. Let's see
I
what we
wonder
got.
what he's got in the.
I don't think he's interested in baseball.
No,
oh, fuck.
But
Oh my God.
Well, you're telling me he's making.
Oh, shit.
So Cohen's on my level again.
Oh my God. I didn't think they made numbers this high, man. God.
What's he worth?
Bless.
How many zeros in this?
$318 billion. Come on, man. Go buy the Giants. That's like chump change.
I was going to say, Eric. You ever have something happen? Guys, you ever have something happen in your life and you get kind of upset inside and you go, you go into a restaurant, dude. You go into a restaurant and they're just kind of arrogant to you and you go, I wish I could be one of those guys in the movies who just come back tomorrow, Eric, and go, I'd like a table for 4. Sir, we can't seat you. Oh, are you sure about that? I just bought the place an hour ago. I've always had those little dreams. You talk about that kind of money, Eric. A guy can't. They say that's what I talk about, the rich getting richer. How you can't even spend that, Eric? Jesus. And he spends it and he's not getting any poorer.
No.
He's 53 and he's worth that. Has he got a wife, Eric?
I have no idea.
Is he married?
Yeah, he will turn to anything you're gonna make a profit on. That is true, Johnny. But I don't think he wants anything to do with California anymore. But let's not even. I'm not even going down that freaking road. There's no point of going down that.
Zuckerberg. Yeah, did you see his new yacht the other day? They can't find it or something, Eric? You didn't see that on the news? Yeah, nope. Zuckerberg got a big, his couple of $1 billion yacht, and it went missing or it sank or they can't. I don't know. They said they couldn't find it.
I have no idea.
But when you got that kind of money, you go, Eric, call your people and have another one here next week.
Yeah.
That's what Marc-Andre Fleury did the day. I said this on the show one other time in hockey circles. He gets his day with the Stanley Cup and he bought himself a huge outboard boat. Oh, what a big speedboat. They sunk it that afternoon. I said, what did you do? I wasn't there. I said, what'd you do, Mark? I called him up, said, deliver another one within the hour and I'll give you a bonus. See, when you're rich, you can just,
yep.
The guys who do this, I can't, I'm the guy doing this. I'm the guy you picture in one of those little, the wind blowing the money around. How much can you catch in 60 seconds? Dude, I'm loading up the shirt. I'm poor.
All right, now we're just kind of
guys with their money. Ugh.
Here we go.
Did you look up the A zone? The guys asked how much the A zone was worth.
I'll curious. Let me look at this real quick.
I was curious too.
Heyman raises. First off, Mike, anytime you look up anything with Heyman, Yeah, Jeff Bezos is up there. I think he's below. I know that. Heyman raises the notion that West Coast teams would be at a disadvantage to sign Soto because his family is closer to the East Coast. I already talked about that. I'm not going to even. Fisher is $3 billion. Okay,
$3 billion. Ooh, he's just. He's on welfare.
Yeah, I know.
All right. I wouldn't sneeze at that, man.
Again, anytime you bring up Heyman, I always make that disclaimer. Hey, it's coming from John Heyman, so whatever. Take it for what it's worth. I say that a lot, but that's what you have to do when you're talking about some of these sports writers.
You know, my parents, they're both still alive, Eric, and they're very good people. My mom and dad, first class. But why they ever brought me up saying money does not buy happiness, they were way off base, Eric.
Yeah.
Money would buy me a hell of a lot of happiness. I would love to go into the bank and say, you know that loan you've been calling me about? Here, here's a little something for you for kids under the tree. Just don't call me anymore. Then all of a sudden they turn on you, don't they, Eric? They don't call you Glenn. That payment's due. It's Mr. Craig. See, money buys respect, doesn't it?
It does. There's no doubt about it. Giovanni, what's up, man?
It's true.
Phillies are out there with their meeting for Soto, but Giants aren't. Makes no sense for fans craving. I get it. Oh, Giovanni, you, sir, are correct. Fans out there just want some information. I get it. But I think the Giants, they just don't want to get fooled again. That's, I think, what it is. Don't be patient, Giovanni. Let's see what happens. If it doesn't happen, then it wasn't meant to be, if you want to say that, right?
Nice
it just wasn't meant to be.
Is that Soto running the base? No, who is that? That's Soto. That's Chapman?
I think that's Chapman.
Tiny on my little screen.
Wait. Yeah, that's Chapman.
I was afraid it was Yaz for a minute. Okay, whoa. No, I think that's Chappie running around.
That's Chapman. Yep. Let's
see. Says money doesn't buy happiness. I respectfully disagree. I'd be very happy if I could come in here tomorrow night and guess, Eric, guess what? I won the lotto. First of all, you wouldn't believe me. Eric, I think I'm going to buy the Giants.
I don't think they sell.
No.
They're making a pretty penny with that Mission Rock stuff.
Yeah.
Big Chapman fan here. There, yep.
Yeah, they own that whole strip along the water. That guy, Jesus, it could be
a lot more than that.
A lot of money.
It's a lot more. It's more than a strip.
Yeah, a lot of money.
I think it's a lot.
Talk about water. Talk about oceanfront property. Jesus. Oh, did you buy? Are they both Chapman jerseys? I guess when he signs for 6 years, you can go out and get a jersey with a little bit of commonality there. Well, he's going to be here 6 years.
And he's a good piece. Don't get me wrong. He's a good piece. Chapman's a good piece, but he's not the centerpiece. He has to bat lower in the lineup. Right?
Eric and I both make the same amount of money doing this show. Bupkis, 0. They want me to give you they said, if you win the lotto, Glenn, give him a raise. I go, nothing from nothing leaves nothing. Give him a raise. Geez, buying him lunch would be a raise. I don't know.
It's all fun and games.
Yeah, till the Giants start screwing around.
Oh, here we go. Got a question.
Marcus says, Glenn, where'd Eric go? Oh, there he is.
Right.
Glenn, if I gave you $1 million right now, what would make you happy? You know what would make me happy the most? Not buying anything. It would be the enjoyment I would have seeing all those people who talk down to you, put down, let down, slapped around, screwed around, the bank, the bigger people than me in the world, Eric. And like I say, going into the bank, imagine going to the bank. Are you finally going to make that loan payment? It's like, chump change. A little something for you. You know, you see that in the TV and the movies, right? Here's a little something for you, Eric. Here's a little something for the kids. Oh, Eric, That Marcus, that's the most joy I would get. And you know what, Eric? Bernice knows this. I'd give a lot of it away, buddy. If I won a lotto. I mean, now if I won 250,000, I'm keeping that. But if I won
there are some
Mega Millions, if I won the Mega Millions
stories,
Mega Millions, I'd be giving a lot of it to the charities of my choice, and the rest I would try to. I mean, there's room, Eric. If you are a millionaire, I don't think there's a few things I'd buy, but I wouldn't spend it all. Eric, I'd have that stuff tied up in investments so that in a few years when I do retire, I'm living off the money. The money's going to work for me.
Check it out.
Not all guys, and it seems to be athletes. We were talking about what's his name the other night, the boxer
Tyson.
Yeah, some guys don't know how to handle all those millions of dollars. How do you have all those millions and then go bankrupt, Derek? You should be able to live off the interest. But anyway. So
Giovanni, yes, both Chapman jerseys. We are from Florence. We just moved to San Francisco a few months ago, learning about baseball, watching you guys. Hey, right on,
geez,
Giovanni.
they're in big trouble, Eric. Oh boy. Did they say they're learning about baseball listening to us? Uh-oh. I told you that was like the game Bernice and I went to back early in the season, maybe in April or May. No, it was June, July, mid-season. Anyway, the girl behind me, it's her first ball game. And she's there with this tiny little Asian guy who proceeds every pitch of the game to go, okay, that was a fastball. And he's trying to, I'm like, would you please shut the hell up? My God. He was teaching her the game. Then he started talking about, he had the rules wrong for ground rule doubles. So I'm like, I'm only going to tell you this once. And I turned to they were on their first date. Oh, I put him in his place. He says, on a ground rule double, the run is allowed to score. And I go, whoa, if you're going to educate the girl on your first date, get the facts straight, man. We listen to a lot of Canberra now. That's good. Do you listen to 95.7? The game, I think they're called. You should try 95.7, the game.
All right, Daniel. My God, if Heyman is right, they would be acquiring Verlanders. What?
I haven't seen anything.
What are you talking about?
All of those apps. I haven't seen Heyman say that once.
I have not seen that.
No. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, sir. I got to go heat up the coffee.
Uh-oh. Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to get a fresh Pepsi, but it's at this point of the show. Let's remind the guys, get the big contest coming up December 10th. If you're new to the show, check this out.
Christmas is coming to Giant Sports Talk Live. Be watching Giant Sports Talk Live beginning December 10th for the 12 days of Giant Sports Talk Christmas. We will announce one qualifier each night for 12 days, and on Christmas Eve, we will draw for a grand prize of a Barry Bonds jersey and 2 tickets to attend a Giants game with Glenn and Eric. To qualify, simply be watching Giant Sports Talk Live to pick a number between 1 and 12. Then, on Christmas Eve, Santa's elves, Glenn and Eric, will randomly choose the grand prize winner. The 12 days of Giant Sports Talk Christmas, coming December 10th to Giant Sports Talk Live on Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting Station.
I still question why Eric put that little pencil hat on himself. But yeah, it is time for a nice cold refreshment. Eric is heating up the coffee. When he disappears and you see the little Giant Sports Talk Live logo, it means he's refueling for part 2 of the show. Darren says he can't even touch the caffeine this late in the night. I've been up. Oh, I've won over. SF28 grabbed my 6-pack of Pepsi. Let's go. Right on. Coca-Cola. Listen, if there's nothing else in the fridge and I need my sugar, not opposed to a little Coca-Cola. I even had some juice going the other night. But I like my Pepsi and I like my Canadian coffee. Like a little Tim's. Like the Honey Crullers. I like the Timbits. The Walnut Crunch. The old-fashioned plain. A couple of... Got to keep me... It's the big tummy. You got to keep me away from the donuts, guys. It's not about the coffees. And quite frankly, the doctor says you got to get off this stuff. You can't be drinking 12 of those a day. She says, no wonder you're gaining weight. Glenadian coffee. That's right. And Bernice, and my better half Bernice, she is from the Bay Area, born and raised. She loves Tim Hortons too. She'll do anything to get to the Tim. I'm just going to step out for a minute. And she's over at the Tim Hortons getting her fix. So, yeah. Hope says, let's see. Oh, this is good. Actually, this is true, guys. He says, my mommy says they used to put cocaine in Coca-Cola. I learned from Paul Harvey on an episode of the rest of the story. That's true. Cocaine was put in Coca-Cola. That's true.
Nice that it is.
Hope. Yeah. We are entertaining as well as educational.
Okay, real quick. Let me see this.
No more Catna.
Oh,
they're
God,
called Timbits.
Wasteland Studios, what do you think of Alex Bregman? Want to take a look at it? Let's see what he's done. Let's take a look at his numbers. Because he's a free agent out there. That's again, that could be a middle infielder. He's talking about moving to second base if he wants to. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm on the John Daly diet for sure. Speaking of that, you had your break. I'm just going to go I'm going to go to the bathroom and crack open a cold one. I'll be right back. You pull it up, Eric.
Good.
You can talk a little Alex Bregman because I don't want him. What about you? I'll listen while you.
I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see, guys. Giovanni, you will get a lot of. Thanks, Anonymous. All right, let's see what we got here. Alex Bregman, career 9 years in the majors, 272, 366 on base. Guy's got a good eye, man. He'll take a walk. Career 848. OPS, career OPS of 132. Again, all about every year has been above average. Played 145 games, 161, 155. He's going to be out there. 121, I think he was battling some injuries. And I'm sorry, 121. In 2021, he battled some injuries, it looks like. 2020, but all the other seasons look pretty good. Maybe he's a guy. He honestly, let's take a look. Let's take a look at Bregman's Baseball Savant. I got a feeling here. All right, where are we at? Boom, boom, boom. Just bear with me. Oh, okay. All right. So there was his numbers. Let's take a look at a spray chart last year. What do you think? You think that plays in Oracle Park, guys? You think that plays in Oracle Park? Just I'll wait for you guys. I know it takes a few seconds for you guys to actually answer. So I wouldn't mind Bregman. What's Bregman going to cost, though? That's going to be the most important question. What will he cost you? Again, remember, qualifying offer. You lose 2 draft picks. Giovanni knows a little bit about American baseball coming from Italy. Man, how the hell? If you just moved here a few months ago, how the hell do you already know about Alex Bregman? Giovanni, you're up on your baseball, my friend. But yes, Bregman can hit in Oracle Park. He's a pool hitter. I will cost you your dignity. Oh, man. Alex, I hate to say it, but it'd be a great troll for the Dodgers, right? Oh, man. Okay, hold on. Let me take a look. Let me see where his home runs were. Let me look at his splits. Hold on. Splits 2024. Let's see. At home, he had 16 home runs. Away, he had 10. Yeah, he had a little bit more at home, but he had 10 on the road. That's not too bad, right? His batting average at home was 241. His batting average away was 276. His on-base percentage was 323 away, 307 at home. Slugging a little better at home. 18 doubles on the road, 12 doubles at home. RBI is almost the same, 40 at home, 35 away. I mean, what do you guys think? Guess he could be okay, right? He'd be okay. I wouldn't be disappointed, right? What's his, where is that? Hold on. It's got to be in here, right?
What did I miss? Oops. Forgot my spec.
You know what? Let me do this.
Throw on a different pair. There, just had them nearby. When you took your coffee break, a little heat up time there, Eric, I reminded the guys that we got the Christmas contest coming up. Begins on December the 10th. However, should remind the guys, especially if you're new to the show, if you subscribe to our channel, Giant Sports Talk Live, you hop over on YouTube as well and subscribe to the Northern California Sports and Entertainment Network. That's all you got to do. Subscribe to both the channels. Hit the like button tonight and go over to our website, GiantSportsTalkLive.com. It's your last 48 hours or so, Eric. And we make the draw for the Barry Bonds jersey. We said we'd give away a Bonds jersey at 500 subs. We've reached that plateau. We're giving you a few extra days. Obviously, we're giving you a week. We hit 500 last week. So Friday night, Eric and I are going to give away the jersey. It's going to be a random draw. All you have to do is fill out the entry on our website, GiantsSportsTalkLive.com. You can also tune into my radio show over there as well. And you can join us over there on the World Wide Web, GiantsSportsTalkLive.com. The draw coming up Friday night's show. It's our second giveaway. Mo G is a regular. He was a winner of a Logan Webb jersey. This is our second jersey giveaway. And I talked to my rep at Fanatics today. They're working with me. We're going to get like a whole bag of autographed baseballs, Eric. That's in the works now. And guess what else we're working on, Eric? This is really going to surprise you. And I won't even have to climb any telephone poles or light standards in downtown San Fran. They're going to get me a couple of 10-foot banners from outside the stadium.
10-foot banners?
Yeah. Like my infamous Wilmer, my Samardzija. I've got Mad Bum up in the other room. So
nice.
They're going to hook me up with a couple of those. We're working on some other things, but my connections at Fanatics are pretty badass. So want to thank them. We'll have more giveaways coming up during December and into the new year. But the big one this week, Friday night, it's your last chance, guys. GiantSportsTalkLive.com. You can just hit the entry, fill it out again. We'll just fill it out at will. The more you enter, the more chances you got to win. I see them just piling in, Eric, on our. I'm looking at the email right now, and guys are entering. So
yeah, I'm gonna have to take a look at that tomorrow.
Yeah, I see Josh and John. Cryptic. Cryptic was going crazy. He got a lot of entries in there. Dylan. Convan. If I got that name right. Will. Adi's in there. Oh, I knew Adi would be in there. 49er Media. The list goes on and on. So a lot of entries coming in for the jersey. We're giving it away, as you guys all know by now, Friday night. So GiantSportsTalkLive.com. That's where you got to go to enter. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you being part of the show, being part of the team, and that's what we are here. A big team. It's a team.
How about this, guys? Would you guys like to see a free agents of Ha-Seong Kim? Let's see. Ha-Seong Kim, Bregman, and either a Snell and Burns. And then
you on the Bregman train in the last few minutes?
Maybe. I mean, he'll play in Oracle. And then just say, hey, you got to get something. And then trade. And whatever you can get with the trade. 10-year, what? Oh, hell no. No.
How old is the guy?
Man.
He's been around a while, isn't he?
How old is he anyways?
Now, there's a guy who says, I want to retire with the ball club.
Going to be 31 at the start of the season.
So he'd be in his 40s, Eric. I'm off on that.
Oh, get out of here, man. Come on. No way, dude. Yikes.
Oh, absolutely, Alex. See what Alex is asking? He says, even if we don't win that December prize and whatever game we decide we're going to do it with, we got to hook up. Whoever wins that prize, we'll work with you. We got to get Eric down, and I got to just walk a couple of blocks and, got to get the winner in for the game. But Alex, yeah, we could make a day of it. You're allowed to, hey, all comers, come on over.
Why not?
Right on, Alex. I'd love that, man. You have no objections to you, Eric. The more the merrier.
Yeah, why not? Let's go.
Well, okay. William says, I'm not entering unless I know the parameters of the giveaway. What's the color of the jersey? It's like that.
I don't know.
It's like that the white jersey.
The cream.
White. Yeah,
okay,
I showed it on the show back in the day.
Yeah, back when you were in San Fran. Yep. I'm sorry. San Francisco.
There you go.
Can't say San Fran.
Why not? That's what I say. San Fran. Where are you from, San Fran?
Well, it's okay. You're Canadian. All right.
San Diego.
You can get away with that.
Yeah. Nobody up here is concerned. Well, let me just check. Now, let me check. See if he's pulling a Pinocchio. Mikey O says he just entered. Michael, oh, yeah, I see that. 092591. He's on board. Brooks, there's a new one. Brooks just entered the contest 3 minutes ago. All right, so they're listening to us, Eric. They're running over to the website, and they're entering the contest as we speak. Cool.
Right on.
Daniel says, don't say Frisco.
I've never
San Fran is okay, but don't say Frisco. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. Johnny's got concerns that Kim will not be ready by opening day, Eric. Thoughts?
He's not.
Concerns?
He's not going to be ready opening day.
I don't think so. Why would I argue with that's all I've heard is
he's not
going to be ready.
I heard not till at the earliest May. The earliest. I don't.
Are you concerned about that injury? The fact it's a shoulder?
Yeah, that's a little bit concerning.
Yeah. Are you surprised at the fact that this is the kind of player that it doesn't come as a surprise to me? What about you, Eric? When you hear the Giants are going all in on Ha-Seong Kim, they're going to get that deal done. I go, oh, that's just the guy I expect. Hey, why would I expect anything less?
Again, if he's part of a bigger, what do you want to call it? Off season? Okay. If he's just a piece, that's okay.
Yeah. No, we're just telling it like it is, boys. It's, I got concerns. I'm going to tell you. Eric's got concerns. We always don't agree. Mike still says we're the best talk on YouTube. So appreciate that too.
We try, man. We try.
Yeah. And we've even found out tonight that the show is educational. So that came as a bit of a surprise.
That's a bit of a stretch. A bit of a stretch.
We'll take it. We'll take it. Believe me. Any news on the new City Connects? I haven't seen a thing. I asked them at, they were nondescript with their disclosure on that information when I asked Fanatics today about it. I said, are they going to be light color, dark color? They just went on to, so about those baseballs, Glenn, they didn't even talk to me. So either they're not letting the cat out of the bag just yet, or they don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know. Maybe they don't know.
Not seeing nothing. All right. City Connects are all black, says Greg. All black, huh? Are they going like the Cincinnati Reds look?
Oh, God. It took me a while to grow into those creamsicles. I don't know if I want to go all black, Eric.
I hated the creamsicles. Hated them. I never liked them.
And you know what they do with those, right? They put Space City and they put PHI. And what are we going to be? San Fran?
The city.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, you know what? That wouldn't surprise me either. A lot of the other teams do that. Maybe we can just sell the team on it. Works for me.
Could always put a big giant Duke on it. It's a joke. It's a joke.
You're on your own.
Look, it's a joke. Oh, man.
You know what? The San Francisco Giants they always wear a hat, Eric, that's kind of military, or the SF. You can't even tell. It's military. But when they wear a military theme of any sort, you can't even tell, man. Give us a military jersey. Padres do a great job.
Oh, with the Sunday,
the
Sunday
camos, camo jerseys. And
it's
stuff.
because of all the military that's down there. You got Camp Pendleton and the Navy.
I don't know. Support your military. Support the military. Let's get a nice jersey for next year.
Pinstripe would look kind of cool.
Actually.
Not quite in the tradition of San Francisco, but as far as the City Connect, I could go with a pinstripe.
Alex, now we don't even have a winner to get to the game yet, but Alex is saying that July 11th, 12th, or 13th, or September 12th, 13th, 14th is the game. We could just hook up. Alex, I don't know about Eric. I'll go to the game with you. Either of those things.
During that time, maybe July, but I
can do the July games for sure, because once the hockey training camp, I come up here trying to get some work, which I didn't get this year, which is killing me, but I guess the Bruins and the Maple Leafs are out on me, Eric. They don't like me.
Uh-oh.
Or Rogers. And here I am. You think the Rogers Corp would be hiring me tomorrow, man? I do a lot of show prep for the Rogers Corp. I promote Rogers on this channel.
Yeah, you have.
Except when I told you, shoot. The other day, remember I said I canceled my Rogers subscription because
you did.
I should. Yeah. Oops. Can we go back and erase that show?
Yeah, the whole Don
Cherry thing. Get rid of the whole show. Yeah, you got to be careful what you say when you're going to get employed. Game.
Yeah, I want to try to go to an earlier game because the summertime may not work because the plan is to be out of the state by September. July.
Mike, when you say that it's on your bucket list, geez, you're putting us on too high a pedestal, my friend. You and I have never been on a bucket list, have we, before, Eric?
That would be a first.
That would be definitely
you got
definite no. Although,
yeah, hey, there you go.
There we are.
That's a motley crew right there.
I got the Wilmer jersey. I'm on the left, Eric's on the right, and cast of characters in between. We had 3 show up that day.
Yeah, Heckmo, Robbie Dizzle is out there, and then Justin Kerwin. That was awesome. Justin
just happened to be at the game. He's like, "Hey, I know you guys." And then you got Robbie's everywhere with those headphones. He's always listening to KMBR as we were talking to him. You got the nice look at you with the San Francisco kicks on. I like it.
Oh yeah, the black and orange ones. Yeah.
Yeah, I got the old Wilmer Flores on the high tops. Then you get the guy in the gray San Francisco hat walking by going, "Look at those clowns." Jesus.
That's the plan, Anthony.
So yeah, we are not going to shy away from meeting up with the guys. You want to meet up with us at the game? That was my first time meeting Carter, was at the game. Well, there's Carter, young Carter, and I. Mustn't have changed my clothes that week. I got the same shirt, jeans, got everything going. Oh, I got the Wilmer. I got the Wilmer card around the neck. Got the bling going.
Look at you.
Yeah, I got my season ticket band on my arm there. The hair blowing in the wind. Carter's got the look of, get me away from this freak. He does. Guys are coming in the comments pretty good tonight, aren't they, Eric?
Yeah, not bad. Not bad.
Eric looks badass. He said Eric looks badass.
Yeah. Hey.
Speaking of badass, you're getting some badass weather up there, man. There's a lot of rain in the Bay Area. We got that heavy storm coming into British Columbia with snow and blizzard wind, 100-mile-an-hour winds and snowing.
Yeah, it's actually been pretty damn mild. Yeah, we've had a little bit of rain and no rain, a little bit of rain. It's just right now it's not so bad. But yeah, I heard in the Bay Area it's storming pretty good. It's probably on its way here.
Skaters, now that is something that came up in conversation today. Brody Brazil was talking on his show about that. But I believe he was only taking it as a, that might be an idea. I don't think that was a, book your seat at the Oakland Coliseum to watch the young Giants play. That would be great, though, wouldn't it, Eric?
That'd be something.
Call up a player, he just scoots across the bridge through Treasure Island and on his way. Johnny T. I used to be cool. Now I'm just a dad. I know what that feeling's like. Dad, can you drop me off at school? Can you drive me to school? And when I drive her there, she goes, drop me off just down the block. Like, if you want to drive, I'm dropping you off at school. Okay, I'll walk tomorrow. Yep.
Thank you, Alfonso. Don't care about the City Connects. I want to just get some big bats. That'd be nice.
That's true.
Be nice.
That's true. Who cares
That'd
what they
nice.
wear?
Oh, you know what? Do we want to play that? Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. I'll let you talk.
It's mild here and then cold here and mild here. My sinuses, I got sinus problems to begin with. They're killing me like you wouldn't believe. You hear me snorting, snipping away. And now, somebody mentioned in the chat, they were like, your weather's cold. It is 33 degrees here, Eric.
30 degrees was in Fahrenheit?
Let me check. 31 degrees. Yeah, it's 31.
Where the hell is it? Here we go.
But very damp. That's killing me. $7,000. Question, will A's be better off in Vegas than Oakland? Topic for another night, perhaps. Eric and I possibly could do a segment on where teams will play. Is that really a viable option anymore? Should they look at expansion elsewhere? Move the team. What about, Tampa Bay won't. They're like, we're not giving you a new stadium.
Yeah, I heard that's on the, it's on the
They're
roster.
saying 4 or 5 years before their stadium's fixed, Eric. So there's some talk up here. Why not just move them to Montreal, Eric? I said British Columbia would be a nice fit on the West Coast, but Montreal's got a stadium and they've renovated Olympic Stadium. And Montreal's economy, Quebec, and you got Quebec, you got Ottawa. People come down from Toronto. I think the time is right to put a team back in Montreal, Eric. Watched a lot of good Giants and Expos games when I was a kid. Is that really true? Low 40s over in the Bay? Woo!
Come on. That's not what I wanted.
What are you snooping? I can see. Oh, I can see Eric's website on his glasses. Guys, what's he doing? Anybody want to zoom in?
Fuck.
Zoom in on his,
something.
I'm just zooming in on your right retina. See what you're looking at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is this? This is it.
Timmy Raines. Oh, yeah. See, that was the era of baseball I liked when you had a leadoff batter who would get on and the Julio Cruzes and the Tim Raines and the Rodney Scotts. There were so many of them. I liked having a base. I wish we had a base stealer leading off. I miss speed in the game. I've said it before on this show. I miss small ball. Doesn't have to be all about home run hitter. You can't expect your number 8 hitter who's batting 190 to be your home run guy. Come on. Not everybody has to play. Yes, Yes, Expos Stadium. It's called Olympic Stadium. It is still in existence. They moved from Jerry Park to Olympic Stadium, and it is still there. It's under huge renovation. They're ready for a team, I'm telling you. Robbie Manfred, I hope he doesn't do what the NHL does and leave these teams in decrepit stadiums, decrepit cities. Tampa Bay, guys, does not deserve. I'm not going to get wound up. Catch myself. Tampa Bay doesn't deserve to even have a team, Eric.
There you go. How about some Giants? You want to hear what Zach Manisian had to say?
Yeah, why not?
Here we go. Take a listen.
Covert. What is going to be the identity of the Giants going forward? Because I think that's maybe been an issue the last few years. It's hard at times to pinpoint. Is that fair to say that is something you guys have kind of honed in on, is this needs to be our identity?
Yeah, absolutely. I've said this time and time again. I think it all starts on the mound. We can think back to the championship teams that were here in the past, and you can point to Lincecum, Kane, Bumgarner, but obviously even the pitching beyond that, the core 4 relievers, signing a pitcher like Tim Hudson, trading for a pitcher like Jake Peavy. So I definitely think it's going to be a part of our identity.
Okay, so said it's going to be part of their identity. Makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's going to talk a little bit of something here right at the very end. But here we go. So pitching and defense, right? Something that has been said quite often by both Zach and Buster. Okay?
All right.
Now, let's listen to what he says after as well. I think it's going to be a little bit of a blend here. Here we go.
Going forward, but also recognizing those teams had pillars of positional players that were mainstays here.
They had pillars of mainstay position players. All right. Pillars of position players that were mainstays. Okay.
12-year contract. Fix that. Wouldn't it?
Hold on. Let's see what else he has to
Oh,
say.
there's more?
Not only they meant something to the organization, but to this community. Players like Buster Posey, Brandon Belt, Brandon Crawford. And we want to have those players. We want to have players that are out there day in and day out. Hopefully Matt Chapman's that player. We surely invested in him, excited that he's here. Jung-Hoo Lee is someone we think can turn into that type of player. Elliot Ramos, Tyler Fitzgerald. So excited. Patrick Bailey, I think, is probably the best defender in all of baseball. So to have those players and start having pillars we can build around, players our fans can connect to, that's where it all starts for us.
Okay, there you go.
You know, my favorite thing he said in that entire, I know there's a lot to take in from that. He was kind of that way. And you know what I like to hear the most there, Eric? Did you pick up this line? He said, guys, you'll see day in and day out.
Yes.
Does that mean we're going to start to see a solidified roster?
Yeah.
A 9-man unit you go to watch, or an 8-man unit you go to watch every day, plus the DH and a pitcher. Come on. That's all. I think that would be a benefit. And a
if you think about it, he's touching on a whole bunch of different things there. He's talking about, of course, pitching and defense. We get it. We understand that. But he said that the Giants have always had position players who were pillars, who were mainstays in that lineup. So look, that's it. Look, please, I'm not sitting there saying, oh, it's definitely Juan Soto. And that's not what I'm saying. Okay. That's not what I'm saying. Could he be a pillar and a mainstay? Absolutely, he could be. But again, there's a few players that could possibly be that. If you trade for Vlad, don't know if that happens. If you have another trade somewhere, I don't know. Who knows? And look, we already got some young guys. Matter of fact, almost all those young guys that I mentioned, with the exception of Bryce Eldridge, is in the movie that I freaking put together with Juan Soto. Who was it? Ramos, Lee, Fitzgerald, and then I had Eldridge. Of course, they didn't have Eldridge in there yet because he's yet to make his major league debut. So again, it's nice to see what he's saying. It's not like it's the important thing that I liked this time, and he said it before, and Buster Posey has said it before. I don't like the idea of scratching runs across. I don't want to hear scratching runs across. You know what I hear? Scoring runs across the plate. I want you to score. I don't want you to scratch. I want you to score. And I'm glad he didn't say it in this interview because it kind of drove me nuts when I heard him and both Buster Posey have said that same word, scratching runs across. Again, we don't know. We'll find out soon enough.
Yeah, but Eric, let me take it a step further, not to poo-poo you. Haven't poo-pooed at all tonight. And now I am going to say that I like a pesky little team that can scratch across a run in the 9th inning and beat you, Eric.
There's different ways.
I haven't felt that way. I haven't felt that way for a few years. You go to the bottom of the 9th with this club, I expect, all right, she's over.
You know what?
We'll oftentimes go to the 9th inning thinking, and we're on the road, Eric, and we're up a run. I go, oh, geez, it's over. So I'd like a team that can scratch across a run, get a guy on. Look, that series I watched today on television. Mm-hmm. I got to that part in the part 3 where you get the Dodgers manager. He gets on first, steals second, scores.
Base hit.
I didn't see enough of that last year. And anytime they did get it, how many times, guys, did you see a guy at second base to lead off an inning or second and third, nobody out, and they couldn't get a run in, Eric?
Yeah.
My God.
It's not. Look, scratching runs. When I hear scratching, that's like you're just trying. You're just trying. I don't want the try. I just want to get it done. If you got a guy on second base, you score him. It shouldn't take 2 outs to try to score that runner from second base. Granted, it's baseball, anything can happen. But man, dude, come on.
Yeah, just like an all-around team, though, Eric. And that's how winning. Hey, I'm very high-strung on what I saw from the Red Sox in that big 4-game comeback when I watched that today, Eric.
That was 20 years ago.
A team that could hit, scratch over the runs. Man, look at that. The pitching.
Well, they didn't scratch across runs. Did you watch the scores in those games?
Yeah,
all of them.
4-3, 4-3.
No, it was like 18-7 and 13-8. There was like massive runs scored in that series. I'm like, holy.
Yeah, there was a 19-8 game. Did you see the other scores? 4-3, 4-3.
Some of them were like that.
5-3.
But the first 3 that they lost was like, it was blowouts. Both of them. It just happened that the Yankees scored more, but it was just runs all over the place, man. There was no.
Oh yeah, you're in the World Series. You were playing the best in the East.
No, ALCS.
I mean, the ALCS. You were playing the best over there in the East. The Yankees, the House of Pain, as they call it. That was a great comeback. But they were able to push the runs across, Eric. It was always they were down a run. They were down 3-0. And in the 9th inning each night, they were down a run and found a way to get a run across the plate, man.
At that point,
manufactured a run when they needed the most. We could not manufacture runs in any way, shape, or form. No. That's the problem.
No. $7,000. He goes to Eric and Glenn. If Soto and Sasaki go to the Dodgers, what would you do?
I'm taking a permanent vacation.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. That'd be pretty damn. Hey, what's up, Kyle, man? Good to see you out there. Hey, man, toddlers are killing me right now. Watching live is hard, but I do later when I have the time. Kyle, much appreciated. I know you're busy, dude. Again, thank you for the support, Kyle. You're awesome, dude.
Everybody saying hi. Hi, Kyle.
Yep.
Hey, we'll call it like it is, though, Eric.
Mm-hmm.
You come April. If this team isn't competing, we'll tell you this team can't compete.
We'll see, man.
But I think you know what, Eric.
Garlic fries. Getting the Heavenly Father involved. My church group playing for Soto.
Let's all say a prayer.
Man, dude, garlic, man. Woo. He ain't messing around.
When you were playing that interview a couple of minutes ago, Eric, they were showing players. And you know what? I still keep having a bit of faith that we're not so far away. A big bat, a couple of pitchers, Eric, I think we can compete.
Yeah?
We're not that far away.
Yeah. I mean,
you gotta factor in, guys, that Ramos didn't play all season last year. And he played 6 weeks and made the All-Star team. Was he that good or were we that freaking bad? I'm going to reserve judgment for a while. But you get him for a full season. You get Jung Hoo Let's see what he can do in a full season, Eric.
Yeah, we'll see.
Let's see Fitzgerald play a lot more than he did last year and kind of know what his role is on this team. And I don't think he knew. He was shortstop, second, sitting, coming in to pinch run. And it was just a mockery of the game. The Giants got to stop trying to reinvent the game, put 9 guys on the field, let them play, Eric. Let them get through the good times and the bad times. And let's get a winning product out there, or at least some growth over the next couple of years, Eric. You won't get any growth and you won't win by doing these shenanigans, sending guys to the minors and calling a guy up because he was 4 for 4 the night before in Sacramento. This is crazy, Eric.
Yes.
And I say it to you guys, nobody has to worry. When Tommy D heads over to Yankee Stadium, guess what? He knows that Soto's playing. He knows the Judge is playing. He knows. We got to, I don't know. And if there is an I know in there, I bet you don't know where he's at in the batting lineup.
Well, we could guarantee one thing. Ramos, Lee, Fitzgerald, well, maybe not Fitzgerald. Ramos, Lee, Chapman, Bailey are all definitely 100% in the lineup next year. Guaranteed, right? Fitzgerald, probably leaning that way, right? Yeah. So there you go. So now you got to figure out your right fielder, your shortstop, first baseman. Who is that going to be? Who will those individuals be? Is it going to be?
You'll have a Kim.
Is it going to be Kim, Yaz, and Wade?
Oh God.
How would you feel if the Giants let's just say they stocked up on 2 starting pitching free agents? Would you guys be okay with that? What would the Giants okay, let's talk about this. If the Giants have a starting lineup, look, this is in no particular order. I'm going to start from the outfield, work away into the infield, and then the catcher. If you had a roster with Ramos, Lee, and Yaz, Chapman, Kim, Fitzgerald, and Wade.
No.
Hold on. And Bailey behind the plate. But the Giants sign a Snell and a Burns.
And who's your DH?
How many? Whatever. Don't know.
Because I want Wilmer at first. I don't want Wade at first. It's more.
It's not going to be Wilmer.
There's more upside Wilmer's bat than Lamont Wade. Get Lamont Wade out of here. Somebody said move him to the Twins. I can't see the Twins taking him back, Eric.
But okay, let's go. But the starting rotation is now Snell, Burns, Webb, Ray, Birdsong. How many wins?
See, you can win. I like the pitching staff.
How many wins?
I'm still on trade Webb, but if you put him in with that other mix, I can see keeping him.
How many wins do you think the Giants get with that? With that lineup and that starting rotation?
86.
86. Okay.
Fair
Anyone
amount.
Else? Daniel, 83? 85?
I think that pitching staff gets you a couple you don't expect. I think 86 is fair. A lot of guys coming in. Look at Kyle says 85.
Okay.
Well, he juggles the kids.
There you go. Ibrahim, 81. This is what I'm saying. You're still sitting at 87. Maybe. Mid-80s, not a gamer. Again, it's Joshua coming in at
78. Woo.
Alex, 83. Is that getting it done, guy? Is that what you want? This is what I'm trying.
They said 86. Now Skaters is closest with 87, Eric. And I say just that. Eric, you can say you don't score runs, but that's why having that pitching staff will win you some games, Eric.
Still got to score runs. More than any other team.
I think we'll score more runs than we did last year. We got to.
You think with that same lineup as we did last year?
Can't be as bad as last year.
You sure?
It's got to be better, Eric. Can't get any worse. Come on.
It's the same lineup as last year.
Got to get better, though. You're going to have Jung-Hoo Lee. He's going to manufacture some more runs.
Okay. So what did they finish last year?
You got to hope that, you're saying Yaz in right field. For all intent and purposes and only for conversation's sake, if we've got him playing in right field, Eric, let's just hope that he can't get off to another 60-day 180 average again.
That's maybe what you get.
I can't see that.
I don't know, man.
He got
I tell you what, man, that's
real slow last year.
I don't like this 85 win business. I just don't. But hey, whatever.
This
500,
is the first time,
Johnny. Yeah.
Isn't the first time Brandon Marsh has come in here. Garlic Fries seems to throw this name around.
Brandon Marsh in right field. I don't know.
I don't know.
But
See, when you start saying, you know what? Maybe is it because Eric and I have set the bar this high? When you start saying guys, at least me, Brandon Marsh, Eric, right field, just keep Yaz then. Just keep him. I don't like lateral moves, and I think that would be Brandon Marsh, Yastrzemski. Has anybody come out a winner there? Not really.
Yaz, yeah, 106 wins created. Runs created, something like that. But yeah, basically you're clutch. So he's right around league average, just a tad above league average.
Oh, who's messaging me now? And you know something else, Eric? I'm
proud
of the guys. I'm proud of the chat tonight, Eric. I'm really proud. Proud of the guys. I haven't heard of Goldschmidt in 3 days.
Give it a minute. But okay, here we go. This is what I'm saying. So yeah, you got a great starting rotation.
It's true.
But are you going anywhere? Are you going anywhere? You're not going anywhere, man. It's the same. It's this. Yeah, you got the little bit better pitching. I got it. That's going to give you a few more wins. But it's the same lineup, guys. Just saying.
I'll just be a little more excited because you're going to get to see Ramos every and Eric. If I get to see the same lineup every day, I'll be happy. And they don't screw around like they have. LD, again, I knew LD. See, LD is the guy to do it too.
We're gonna know. We're gonna know. We are going to know for sure that whether or not it's gonna be Wade and Yaz. How many wins did they get with Soto? First year, probably not many, to be honest with you, skaters. But what I'm trying to say is, if you don't do it now, who are you going to get, skater? That's what I'm trying to say. If you don't get Soto now, who are you going to get next year to try to make that lineup better? After you've already got your two starting pitchers, aren't those starting pitchers basically kind of get wasted to a certain extent? That's what I'm trying to say. You sign these pitchers to long-term contracts. Starting pitchers, you're going to get how many good years you're going to get out of them? Maybe 4? At the age that they're at, you're maybe going to get 4 good years, but you're going to probably play for 5. If you get Vladdy, I'm good, because guess what? Vladdy will play you for 10 years, maybe more. Juan Soto will play for you 10 years, maybe more. That's what I'm trying to say. The Giants have had a good record in drafting pitchers, but not a very good record in developing them. I'm just saying, I think those starting pitchers kind of get wasted because the Giants ain't going to be producing very much for, we'll say maybe in the last year of their contract, the Giants may be doing something. If you stick with a Yaz and a Wade, and then what do you do next year? I don't know. I guess Eldridge will be at first base. Okay, that's fine. But who's going to be your right fielder? Maybe Matos. I don't know.
Hey, Giovanni, I get my hats at the Dugout store at Oracle Park, just down the street. This one is from the Sousa Group. And that's a musical organization that I am part of. Musical representation in Toronto. No connection to the Blue Jays. Don't start.
Ooh, Alex, no. No, Kim, Rizzo, Verlander, Scherzer,
what is
Verlander or Scherzer? Evaldi,
no.
Manaea, Stripling, Wood. Oh, fuck. We already had Stripling. We sent him off. We already had Wood. We shipped him off. We had Manaea. He left. Kim, Rizzo. Oh, fuck.
You know, to be honest with you, Eric.
Yes, Alex.
Eric, I don't want to poo-poo, but Alex, I don't like anybody on that list.
God.
I don't even like one.
Look, Severino will be okay. Manaea may give you something, but no, that does nothing for the Giants.
Nope.
Plus Manaea turned down his qualifying offer, so that's going to cost you 2 draft picks. Severino turned down his qualifying offer. That's another 2 draft picks. Ugh.
I don't know. It's a lot of strikeouts.
To To be honest with you, that looks like a Farhan. That looks like a Farhan move by doing that.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree.
Ugh.
Skaters isn't happy.
Horrible. Yeah, no way. I couldn't.
Yeah, it's true. That is a retirement home, Grand Admiral. Verlander. I like how he says he put a little slash in there. Take your pick.
Either
right?
or. Yeah, either or.
Either or. I'll say neither nor. How about that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What? See, I don't touch any guys like that. He says it's been a great ride. We'll take you $8 million. You're throwing your money away for a 1-year deal with him, Eric.
It's $8 million. That's not so bad.
Eric Verlander, I'm telling you right now. Do you disagree?
I wouldn't do it.
Verlander would not be healthy the whole season.
Probably won't.
Not a chance.
Probably won't. But if that's if again, depending on where the Giants are spending, might as well throw a Morton in there.
Mike,
Yes,
I love your
Peter.
enthusiasm. But we covered that in the first 5 minutes of the show.
Yeah, he wasn't here in the beginning.
Mikey always rolls in, but he makes sure we cover it again. Yeah, Sasaki goes on the market January 15th, so you can't even talk. No movement there. All right, let's talk about it. Eric, how long before we see some movement? What are you predicting? I don't even care about the Giants right now as much. When are we going to start seeing lots of moves, Eric?
I don't know. That's a great question. Does Soto have to drop before everyone else signs? Okay, let's ask
I've seen.
guys.
Mets,
Do you think that
player.
is that kind of what your guys' prediction is? Do you guys think that movement will start once Soto signs, or do you think you're going to see some decent moves before? Yeah, you got the winter meetings, but do you think? Yeah, I understand the winter meetings, but are they waiting for Soto to sign, or do you think there'll be some deals done before Soto signs? That's probably a better way to go about it.
I think the winter meetings are only going to give you more deals like we saw the Mets picking up a center fielder who can't hit like yesterday.
But he is an excellent center fielder. Just saying.
They said they're going to platoon him, Eric. Like
they
brought in, they said we want him for he can run down balls, but
Soto will be the first domino, more than likely, right?
Yeah.
No deals done before besides trades. Yeah. A couple of small ones. Sonny Gray signed early last year. Yeah. Trent Grisham 2.0. Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of New York channels, Eric.
Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of New York coverage last few days, actually, with Soto being front and center. And they're all saying that Siri deal. They're like, what do we do? What are we doing? They don't like it. They said, why are we bringing his bat in? You know who they are somewhat comparing him to, Eric?
Who?
McRae. He's a McRae.
Are they? I'm going to take a look at his numbers. Phillies, Mets,
he strikes out
Yankees, Jays, etc.
And he can only hit. He can only hit. It's either righties or lefties. I can't remember which, but I'm not too in. I didn't know much about him until yesterday.
Let's take a look at his.
Giovanni thinks that Soto signs during the winter meetings. I think that might be a little premature, Eric.
I've heard that he might actually sign after Thanksgiving, maybe before the winter meetings.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, Siri is a horrible bat last year. He's as a career, he's a noodle.
Do you want to bring up the stats?
It's bad.
Prove me right. I said he's horrible.
He's bad. He's bad. His defense is all his war. See, he's got decent war, but look at that average, boy. Woo-wee.
I told you, Eric. If you're happy with are you happy with a 187 hitter? Then I guess it was a great pick.
Again,
I think it's horrid. The Yankee fan or the Mets fans think it's horrid.
You know what it might be? Maybe it's just that he's going to probably be a bench guy as a defensive replacement. That's probably what it's going to be.
Abraham says Siri has more pop than McRae. McRae was popping the ball out of some parks, Eric.
Yeah.
But look where he plays his home games, half of his season. And so if McRae played every day, he showed us, look at the bombs he was hitting in Baltimore last year, Eric, when we were on that run. late in the season. He was swinging the bat with power there. Bring him back to Oracle Park? Ho-hum. Anyway, I don't really care about Siri. I just bring it to your attention that
it's
a horrid move.
What do we got here?
Manaea, you're crazy. Does that mean they're talking about bringing Manaea back here?
What's the deal with DeGrom? What's up with DeGrom? Is he hurt again? I thought he was fine, man. I thought he came back at the end of last year. What are you hearing, Johnny? I haven't heard anything about DeGrom. George says some moves before Soto. Other people said, I think Greg says Soto doesn't sign till February. So that means everyone else is going to sign before him, probably.
LD. See, I promised it was going to be good tonight, Eric. Are we comparing Siri with Bonds tonight?
I don't think so.
Look, where Barry Bonds
was
talking about.
No. He's talking because before that he'd go, I'd be surprised if Soto signs with the Giants
taking a shot
before the winning meetings. Only
Beg
because it's sooner than I expected.
Right. Here's a name that's come up the last few days too. Profar.
Kind of already got guys like Profar, don't we?
Yeah.
Why we got Matos? So why worry about Profar? I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't know, man. I don't know. Profar, he's good. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I think I'd rather stick with Matos on that one. That's me, though.
Yeah. Are you guys as excited as I am about seeing Jung Hoo for a whole season? Or hopefully?
Yeah, Profar's got a good on base. He'll take a pitch. There's no doubt about it.
It's always
Matos. Hold on, real quick.
2-hour mark.
Matos has a good on base per se. He's got a good eye, man. One thing that
2-hour mark, and this is always the time of the show when the guys are starting to snip at each other. Are you high? Are you high? No on this guy. No on this guy. They got to get this guy. This is where it gets interesting.
Hey, this is where it's fun.
Yeah. Skaters. I want to see Jung Hoo Lee. You and I will be over there. Skaters, were you able to get his autograph last year like I was? I got 1, 2 or 3 from him last year, but he was a tough sign. Just curious if Glenn, you should see my JHL collection I'm building. Yeah, but did you get him to sign anything like I did? I was lucky. He wouldn't sign for very many people, but he kind of took to the old Glenn, Eric. I told him that Wilmer and I were close, so he signed. Yeah. Me and Wilmer go way back, Eric. Been a long time fan. I'm looking forward to opening day, seeing Wilmer out there, Eric.
Yep.
Yeah, can't wait. I'm getting a little after. Guys, you know what's going to happen? Go watch that series on Netflix, and tomorrow you'll be like, I'm ready for opening day. Right, Eric? Gets the juices flowing.
Look at LE.
Later said he got 6 autographs. 6 autographs from Lee. That's good. I got 3. And I thought I was the only, there was, I think 3 of us at the hotel who got him one time. And we're the only 3. But anyway.
All right, man. I think I'm ready to shut this baby down.
Oh, you want to shut her down tonight at this point? I'm thinking we're having a good show tonight, man. Okay.
Hey, you want to keep going? Go for it, man.
Oh, I didn't say that. Come on. Let's not be silly. I was just looking for something before we sign off here. Just bring back a memory or two.
Yeah, it's Ha-Seong Kim is probably highly likely. We'll see.
Oh, here it is. Eric. I like bringing this one out once in a while for the guys.
Oh, there's the Wilmer.
There's me and Wilmer.
There's the Wilmer.
Wilmer's like, is that my pink refractor, a PSA 10 you have around your neck? I'm like, as a matter of fact, it is.
Alex, man, I don't know.
Bernice gets a kick out of it. Now he comes in, he's like, oh, hey, what's going on, buddy? Like,
I don't know if it's no on Soto. Alex, I honestly, I'm sure. Look, I don't even know if Soto is even plan A. Here, Alex, follow me here. See if I can make this sound correct. If Giants plan A in the offseason has nothing to do with Soto, then I hope they execute plan A. If plan A is Soto, I sure as hell hope they have a good plan B and they execute plan B. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Where do we stand on Conforto right now?
He's a free agent. He's gone.
He's gone.
He's gone.
Not in the equation. Gone. Okay.
Gone.
Good.
Gone.
Good. I thought his name was in the chat yesterday. Somebody wanted him, but
gone.
Good.
Right on, Alex. I think I made that.
Who would you rather keep? Okay, Eric, just for giggles. Wilmer or Conforto?
Gone.
If you had to pick one.
I can't add neither of them, man. Oh,
are you serious?
Here, let's look at their number. Let's look at career numbers.
Those are fighting words.
And then I'll tell you, man.
Those are fighting
I don't
words,
want
man.
either. Neither. As you would say, neither nor. Neither nor.
All right, let's shut this down for tonight, Eric. Let's shut her. Okay, guys, been a lot of fun. Before Eric can go snipping around with those. Oh, by the way, want you guys to join us on December the 10th. Will you do that for us?
Christmas is coming to Giant Sports Talk Live. Be watching Giant Sports Talk Live beginning December 10th for the 12 days of Giant Sports Talk Christmas. We will announce one qualifier each night for 12 days, and on Christmas Eve, we will draw for a grand prize of a Barry Bonds jersey and 2 tickets to attend a Giants game with Glenn and Eric. To qualify, simply be watching Giant Sports Talk Live to pick a number between 1 and 12. Then, on Christmas Eve, Santa's elves, Glenn and Eric, will randomly choose the grand prize winner. The 12 days of Giant Sports Talk Christmas, coming December 10th to Giant Sports Talk Live on Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting Station.
Shout out to Andrew, to Lexi, to Mike, a lot of guys and gals. We're coming in tonight, Eric. It's the last 40 hours or so, 42 hours. We're going to make the draw Friday night for a Barry Bonds jersey for all you guys who signed up to the show, joined our channel, Giant Sports Talk Live, and, of course, Northern California Sports and Entertainment Network. If you sign up to both channels, go over to giantsportstalklive.com, enter to win the draw. The Bonds jersey, giving it away. Finally. You know what, Eric? I shouldn't say finally. It was only a month or two ago. We were like, geez, we're only 250 away.
Yeah,
and here we are.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? All right. Wilmer Flores up against Michael Conforto.
Who would you take?
Who would I take?
Look at just based on the numbers.
I'm taking the guy on the left.
Jeez.
Better batting average.
That's it, huh?
Yeah, I'll take the batting average. I'll take that
enough.
batting average. You know what, Eric? You want to really do a deep dive and compare those two? Look at how they hit at Oracle Park. If you could bring up advanced stat, look how many doubles Wilmer Flores hits in a season there. Can you bring that up?
I'll try.
That's where you're going to see the benefit of Wilmer's bat. He's a gap hitter. I'm telling you. I'm not picking, and I'm not just saying that because it's coming from the heart, Eric.
Oh, let's see what we got.
Ibrahim bringing the freaking heat. I almost said it. Bringing the heat tonight. He says we're doing a deep dive and an absolute ass.
I know, dude. I don't even know what the frick we're doing.
Those are fighting words. Well, I said let's sign off the show, and oh no, you got to prove me wrong. Here we go.
I'm proving nothing. What are you talking about? You asked the question. Which one am I going to pick?
Hope Springs Eternal says you should be a radio. You should be a radio announcer. You have a great voice. Thank you, Hope. Yeah, I like Hope. Although Eric makes an appearance. Eric has a little radio show on 103.5 Capital FM. You want to hear Eric bringing his takes. Oh, we got to talk about that tomorrow, Eric. It's that time of the week again. Oh, Jesus. Where does the time go, eh?
See, that's only 2024.
Thursday. Oh, you still, Eric's still messing around.
Forget it, man. I'm not going to try to freaking do this. It's going to be too much of a pain in the ass. Too much of a pain in the ass right now.
Glenn needs his own Pepsi commercial. There you go. Me and Caitlin Clark in a Pepsi commercial, Eric.
But
Sean
looking at those numbers, I would say
award voting. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, is there fighting in the hen house here? Alex says, Hope blocked me. Maybe I'd never disrespect Wilmer in your house, Glenn. All right, good man. You're just trying to get me going. They always know they can get me riled up, and it's too late in the show for that. I've had a quiet, peaceful night. Got a half of a 6-pack out of the way. That one's empty. Killed 3 Pepsis tonight. Eric, you only had to refill the coffee once?
Only once.
That's a good night for us, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So it's good night from him, and it's good night from me. We're back tomorrow night. Tomorrow night will be the final night to enter for the Barry Bonds jersey. We'll get underway at 8 o'clock. Hey, you never know what the content will be. You just have to tune in tomorrow night, and you will find out.
Sounds good, guys. Let's get the hell out of here. Be back 8 o'clock. What's the topic going to be? Who the hell knows?
Just what I said. See you tomorrow night, guys.
See ya.